Hello and welcome to episode 28 of our Timberborn Update 6 Folktales playthrough here, cycle 38, day 8. Last time we got this badwater rig finally up and running, expanded our metal harvesting operation over here, and did a few other improvements, but we've got a lot of stuff that has been paused, de-optimized, and all sorts of other garbage we've got to take care of. We also have, wow, the Fountain of Joy over here, and part of one over here. Waiting on a lot of treated planks and metal blocks. That's going to take some time to get done. So that is going to be something we're going to just wait a little while before we bother checking up on it again. I will deprioritize this one because it is just so far away. But we have a number of things that still need to get taken care of, like I previously said. This area over here is continuing to get its levees installed. That's going to be an ongoing process as well. But what we can go ahead and do, just to get this operating a little bit... you know what? Actually, no. We don't need to blow anything else up, because I can just put the fluid dump right here. Anyway, this is dispensing regular water. And that will make this, wow, this Fountain of Joy operational, and then these beavers up here in that place up there are going to have a lot more in the way of well-being. And that's going to be great. But, like I said, I think I've said like 3 different times at this point, but we have a lot of stuff that's got to get fixed. We have a bunch of paused industry here, including all of these bot part factories. The reason we paused those, of course, was so that we could get our metal production up by taking... Well, it wouldn't really increase the production. It's just we're not going to use as much that we make for bots, so we could do other stuff. But we cannot leave these paused any longer. So we'll go ahead and turn those back on. And instead of just... you know, letting this languish by the wayside here, we need to keep adding more and more production. I'm not going to get rid of these guys, these smelters, because we definitely need those, but the way that this is put in right now is not doing us any favors in terms of having capacity to make the treated planks, which go into so many different things. So we really, really got to make sure we're doing the right stuff with that. Fortunately, the bot parts do not need the treated planks. They just need the regular ones, which we have plenty of, even with all these things paused. But the treated planks, unfortunately, are required for so much of the stuff that we're going to be building over here. For example, when we put another mine in, which we will probably need to do, that needs 200 of those, because we can't have these guys just getting this forever. It's going to go away eventually, although for the time being, it's probably okay. We need to make this a completely separate district, and you guys did vote in a poll that I put up, actually earlier this morning, as of the time of recording this, but considering that the margin of victory currently is in excess of 50%, it's like, what, 68% for, I guess I'll just go ahead and tell you, it's that place over there. We're creative here, aren't we? But we have that place up there, and soon that place over there is what this is going to be. But we have to put in a whole bunch of stuff over here. We're probably also going to start growing some potatoes so we can make our own biofuel over here. Not that we really need to be making that much more biofuel, but I think having it localized is going to be good. But before we can do that, we've got to get our bots more, well, I guess, filled out in here. Because we have a gap of 24 bots right now. Turning these back on is going to help. We have a big backstock of the limbs, which is also going to be a great improvement. But the biggest problem right now is going to be assembling them and putting the parts together. Well, that's what assembly is, but putting the parts together separately of assembly in the bot part factories. We need to have another set of these. And that is going to cause us some problems because I don't really have any great places to put another set of 3 bot parts factories. So what we might end up having to do is just stack them like this and move the bot assemblers somewhere else. Like, I could take this observatory out and I could just put 2 bot assemblers right next to these. Honestly, that's probably going to be the best thing to do to keep everything localized. And the observatory probably should go somewhere else anyway. But we have 65,000 science. It's entirely possible we don't ever need any science ever again, as long as we play this. All we have to do is unlock the Earth Recultivator. The decoration things are very, very cheap. Pretty much everything else has already been unlocked. In terms of the labor issue, We have just about everything has been unlocked for the bots to work in that we currently have built, except the large water pump, which that's not going to take anything at all. So I'm going to go ahead. I know it might be a what's the word? Unpopular choice, but the observatory in the middle of the industrial district, so good luck even seeing anything. That's going to go away, and I'm going to start by putting in additional assemblers over here, and then we'll take these out and replace them with another set of bot part factories. We'll also need to put in a staircase over here to get upstairs, which is probably going to replace this contemplation spot, just so we can, you know, have these guys actually go up to places that they need to go to. So we just take a look at how this is going to, yeah, that's, you know, it's absolutely perfect. We'll do it. We'll get it done. That's what we got to do. This is a popular spot. Well, sorry, you're done. We need to commandeer that land for another purpose. So instead we'll give them... where else could I put this thing, honestly? I mean, there's a bunch of different spots that we could populate in different places. I mean, I don't know how much good contemplation you're going to do right outside somebody's front door, but it's probably a better spot than any. We already have one right here, too. Actually, let's do that. Let's just mirror this, because I think that's going to look nice. This, of course, is going to take some time to get built, but we have the advantage of not having to use treated planks to build it, so... that's going to be a big help. Let's get this thing turboed and move on to some other items on our list here. Although, honestly, most of it is just kind of the same vein of, hey, just keep building stuff. But you guys have been very good about pointing out deficiencies in my design philosophies, or if you could even call it that, in the other stuff we've been doing. I don't really think I need to get rid of these trees because it's honestly... fine. We have plenty of maple syrup. The problem with keeping catalyst going is we're just not producing enough of it. And of course, because of the extract, but I guess that kind of goes hand in hand. We're going to be working on that in that place over there, which I could refer to as this place over here if I feel like it, I guess. But since we are getting badwater out of this badwater rig, even with just 2 bots, it's plenty. We need to turn this into a bona fide production area. And fortunately, most of this stuff is pretty simple. Not going to require anything too involved in the way of design, but we're going to want to make sure that we have plenty of storage for badwater. If I can click the correct thing. Very good. And then we're going to need to power stuff, which of course is going to most likely be windmills, with the aid of some gravity batteries. Some people said, hey, why don't you just extend your windmill thing all the way over here? Like, that's a lot of windmills. I don't think we want that many windmills. So, other ideas that I've kind of liked that have been suggested is to blast this crater down a little bit, and then use these badwater domes as kind of industrial decoration in this other district here. So... I don't know, maybe we could do that. Keep in mind this underground ruins here is going to be a mine, and we're going to have metal refinement in this general area as well. So if we're going to do that, that would actually make sense, because this badwater dome and this underground ruins are on the same plane here. They're at the same level. So if we were to get rid of this crater here, it would actually be a nice flat industrial area. I know there are many of you who would prefer I do not dynamite the terrain. But we also have done a lot of that over here, and it's been mostly fine. Oh, of course, they're building other stuff. I'm like, why haven't they started building this yet? Well, there's probably a pretty good reason, and that's all of this right here, which, you know, really isn't that important. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to deprioritize all of this. I know it's almost done, but yeah, I really don't want to wait anymore. Plus, we got so far behind by having these bot part factories shut off that it's going to take a while to catch up, even after we have more of these get constructed. Now, I can hear you saying, why aren't you building more bot part factories once you put in, or not, these assemblers, once you put in bot part factories? Well, we will need to. It's just that the best place to put the bot part factories is right here in the assemblers. We could probably find somewhere else to put them and not really be that big of a deal. We just have to figure out exactly what that's going to look like. We have so many of these gear workshops that are paused. And the plank situation, too, we pretty much only have these 3 operating right now. So, with the amount of stuff we're producing, we probably don't need that much. We could probably get rid of these 3 plank factories. And then, not plank, whatever, the lumber mills. Get rid of those 3 and then put another stack of stuff on the back here. But I'm also trying to avoid disrupting our little recreation area too much. Now, speaking of, it's bad tide time soon. How are we? Okay, they haven't even started this, of course. It's probably, I mean, honestly, I feel like we should probably build the whole district before we turn it into a separate one. But there's just so much stuff that has to be going on that it's just going to be a very, very long process. Kind of unavoidably, but hey, it's fine. This district is still looking good. We have 17 beavers still employed in quote-unquote normal jobs. I guess that's to be expected. I want to say we have... Okay, that one's making catalyst. 3 of them making catalyst. They still can't keep up. Of course, I know it's because of the extract. We have to be making more of that. But all of that comes in time with taking care of the rest of this stuff. And that's... You're going to get frustrated with me saying that it takes time, but it takes time. That's just the way it goes. I don't know why these weren't prioritized already. But that's fixed, I guess. We're making plenty of power, so that's nice. It's just... It's so far away to get over here that I really don't think it's worthwhile to just get the power brought all the way. Unless we wanted to make something super, super ugly. I just don't see it. I really don't. I mean, maybe we could justify putting like a double wide bridge or something, because I've got access through this to just kind of all the way across, but I don't know, do we really want that? Or would we want to replace these suspension bridges? I know we don't have a lot of metal, but would we want to replace them with the overhangs? Like, we could pretty... Actually, no, that wouldn't quite line up. We'd have to think about it. 'Cause I would like to just have ready-made power available to go, but it would probably take us almost as long to build correctly with the overhangs that need all that metal than it would be to just, you know, just build something new over here. But we can kind of help that process along. Hey, look, that's the, I guess the halfway point of this tank. Got the little ring on the bottom. That's cool. But we can help this process along by starting on our own little wind farm here. So if we want to keep this area focused on badwater stuff, I think we can make good use of this space without modifying it too much. If we take a look at the dimensions around this thing, most of the badwater refinement is going to be going into catalyst or explosives, and not catalyst, centrifuges. Well, it's going to be made into catalyst, but anyway, I digress. If we put in a centrifuge here and a centrifuge here, honestly, 2 of those really, really close that could just go non-stop are going to make plenty, and that's going to require 400 HP, which we could put in... I'd probably put in 3 or 4 windmills to do this. But I'm just concerned about if this is going to look really stupid or not. And I probably shouldn't really be worried about it, but it's fine. Go ahead and just get rid of these trees, because we know we're not going to need them. If we had just a straight line through here, then this would actually make perfect sense to do this like so here. Yeah, I think that's going to work. Because then I could have a badwater tank, and then I can have a catalyst tank right next to it. And then, let's see, if we're going to make... I always want to call it catalyst. Jeez. Extract. No, that's not the right one either. There we go. Because I keep thinking about having to make more catalyst. The refinery, to make the catalyst, needs the extract and the maple syrup. So this would work here, but I don't have a storage for the maple syrup, and we're going to have one of those. Maybe even grow some more maple trees over here. But we know for sure that this is going to be a thing that's required. And I know the metal situation is what it is. It takes so incredibly long to just have enough to do anything. But hopefully it helps soon because we have 5 of these now. Ah, but we have these bot assemblers that can get removed. And that's a lot of bot limbs. See, I have to find a place to put bot limb storage. That's going to be a challenge. But we will wait. Okay, this one's done. All right, never mind. This one's at 58%. I may have made a mistake cutting these guys off. Oh, this one was at 99%. Okay, that was definitely a mistake. But this bot part factory can go right here. What's this one on the bottom making? Bot heads. That's actually currently what we're missing the most of, so I'll do that. And then I guess probably the best thing to do is just going to be to come around the backside here and put some storages in. Not really much else we can do. I know there's the temptation to overuse these overhangs, but I really don't think it would let me get away with this. Are you serious? It's going to let me get away with it. I swear I'm not making this up. Yeah, oh, you know what? All right. Sheesh. You're going to make me look like a fool in front of everybody. How inconsiderate. But yeah, you know, man, I guess this is okay. Well, I mean, hey, if it's gonna let me do it, it's gonna let me do it. Oh, it's not gonna let me do that. All right, okay, all right. I respect your game. I see it. I see what you got going on. Now, what I think I need to do has become clear. I need to put in 4x1s here and here. Okay, you know, all right. It's really, really close. I don't know that should work, but it doesn't work for these, but it does work for these. So do I have space to put in... I know it's not going to be exactly perfect, but I could reasonably get away with this. Put 2 of these here, and then I've got space for 2. God, I wish that would work. Is there going to be a way for me to... There's all that metal. Yeah, I know. You know what? Roll it. Let's go. Let's just do it. I'm gonna need to have limbs. Actually, no, the limb one can be in the middle. And for heads, then for chassis, and then I know we're gonna need 4 times as many limbs. I know it's just how it works. So I really should do something else with this. But man, I am motivated now. Because this gave me so many ideas. What you are building is ugly. You are correct. Thank you. It's very ugly, and I'm proud of it. Yeah, look at us using the new technologies in Update 6. I love it. Let's put a medium warehouse here. So now, why don't you just use the large warehouse? No, that's too many bot parts. 1,200 of those things. Click, please. Thank you. Oh, lag. This needs to be there. Yeah, so what this is going to let me do is have this connect all through here, and then we have extra space. So 2 of these can be for bot limbs, and then this one can be for... I already had... whatever. It's fine. But now I've got twice as many spaces for bot limbs, and I think that's better than nothing. Then we have extra space up here if we decide to do something else. Or, if we feel so inclined, I can replace this 2x1 with a 3x1. But you know what? I think this is probably good enough. At least for right now. Actually, no, we'll leave this like this. It'll be fine. We're going to use all of our materials building this garbage, but hey, that's the way she goes. Although I suppose if I want these assemblers to continue, I probably need to have this bot part factory finished. Yeah, that's actually probably the most important thing to get built right now. So I think they're coming down here to build, yep. They sure, look how quick this is going up. You know what, we probably only need one bot in here. For the time being, probably would be okay. This, of course, is waiting on a few more metal blocks to get the extract going. Man, there's just so much to build in so little time. Never heard that one before. We're getting down for the gears, so why don't we go ahead and turn on 2 of these. I know we don't have bots. We don't have enough bots. We're working on it. We're going to make it happen. We just have to allow the process to do what the process is going to do. This district probably does not need to have these builders anymore. But what else would I automate? Because I'm pretty sure we've done most of it already. 8-day bad tide, no worries. Everything will be A-okay. We just got to get this stuff going sooner rather than later. That bot was basically already done. That was at 5%. This one's at 0. Because we were waiting on heads. That is what we are currently out of. And this is currently making heads, or trying to. So to aid this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just replace this with regular beavers. And I'm going to send these 4 bots back over to that place up there. So that should help us out just a touch. Yeah, now there's only 28 vacancies instead of, 32. But it does help. Every little bit helps. And now we have the gear workshops going again. As long as we can keep making bots. Remember, we have this huge stockpile of limbs. That's going to be a big help. We have 2.5, I guess 3 bot assemblers going currently. We will have to replace a couple other things with another pair of bot assemblers. But for the time being, I think we can run with 3. With this one additional factory, the bot part factory making heads. And that should be successful. We have this ready to go for extract, which means now we need to start making extract, which means now we need to have power for the thing that makes the extract, which of course would be the windmills. So if we want to make something that looks reasonably interesting, I think that could be cool. Slightly randomized, but not completely. Put in a staircase back behind here. Make sure everything is good to go. You know what? Actually, I'm going to move this staircase here so they can still get access to that. I will bring this all the way around. I guess this is just going to be ugly. That's fine. But we've got to get this thing connected. And I believe we can do that without causing too much in the way of strife up here. It should be possible to get all of this built by doing this. And then, of course, to get into the side of the... what's this stupid thing called? Centrifuge. We're going to have to blast a hole here. Well, we don't have to, but I think it's easier. So... another huge list of stuff to do that's going to take a really long time, but you can't go anywhere if you never start. Good, this bot limb storage is already there. That means this, and this, and this, and not that, but this can all go away. Get that storage done right there. And then we can start building another bot part factory. And this staircase also can go away. Although it's going to cause a problem when you can really only access from one side. We will have to have this come around the back here. And figure out where in the world we're going to bring that up. Because right now there's not really a great place to do that. And we might end up building something up on the top here anyway. So if we're going to do that, then we need to have easy access to the side. It's just hard. I think probably the best way for right now to make that happen is just to reverse how this is set up. Bring that pathway here. And then instead of this going up this side, it's just going to come up this side by way of this platform here. Just because this was already in the spot. This probably isn't staying here. But it's fine. These are empty anyway, so... You know what? Let's just go ahead and rip that band-aid off in one fell swoop. Ah! Clicking is hard. There we go. Yeah, so we have the option to not do it this way, but I think this is fine. It'll work for right now as a temporary fix. Yeah, we're still behind on heads. Okay, this isn't prioritized. But all of these should be... Yep, there they are. So now we have storage space for all of these. The bot numbers have not made their triumphant return quite yet, but it is in the process of being fixed. And that's, at this point, pretty much all we can ask for. Alright, so this one is going to be making the chassis now. Oh wait, we're out of limbs again. That was quick. How did that happen? Or is it because they're all on the ground? Nope, that's absolutely what happened. They're all on the ground. Well, it's why you empty your things before you... No. No. It's fine. They'll pick them up. When they need them, they will pick them up. I don't need to spend half my life waiting for them to get picked up before I go do something else, because I promise you I will forget. Okay, so this is already going... Wow, 270. Okay. I can get behind that. This one will be finished soon-ish. And then the rest of this might take some time. But I think we can go ahead and start building a centrifuge here. This being right across from the extract tank, I think, is the right way to go. Then I can put another one here if I feel so inclined. I could also put another one of these back here and just have this kind of wrap around a little bit. But for right now, I think this is okay. Probably looking good. See, they're making pretty quick work of all of this scrap metal over here. Might not look like they are, but they are. There was a good bit up here, and there were a couple more of these towers down here they've already gotten rid of in the past half an episode. Maybe, I guess, 3/4 if you include the end of last time. I think it should be okay. Alright, so this is all ready to go. Of course, they're not going to work on that yet. I guess I'll throw you guys a bone, the debris on the ground haters, and pick this stuff up. Let them do what they've got to do. You will note, though, I have not built any additional wood workshops at this time, but we're actually doing okay with the amount of treated planks we have. They're pretty much all going here, but we're making it work. This is operating. You know what? I didn't even notice the morale went up to 45. Did it show up here in the corner and I just subconsciously got rid of it? Or... we were probably at 45 before, and that's why it didn't give us the "you broke the record" thing. Okay, the treated planks still are not being transited over here. But I don't... Actually, I never figured out why that was the case, because we do have a storage right here. And... oh, you know what? This might not have been importing. Yeah, see, it was set import as needed, but you would think that this would count as needed because I got a storage that's empty, and I have a building that needs them, and it hasn't gotten them yet. So maybe I just have to force import, at least for right now. So let that be what it's got to be. Got 2 of these windmills up. Working on the 3rd. And then hopefully soon they'll have this dynamite ready to go. Everything just takes a long time to get done. We know this. This, of course, has not been started yet. But the vacancies for the bots are now down to 24. Keep in mind, before we shut the bot part factories down, it was basically dead even. Maybe 1 or 2 bots on either side of the correct amount. Yeah, but they sure are taking their time. I know part of it's because they're coming over here to build all sorts of stuff. and that's a process we've got to respect. But it is a little unfortunate. Another thing that we really could use is a nice set of catalyst and biofuel tanks, which probably we should have made a long time ago. But you know how this goes. So if I can find a good place, I guess right here is fine, because this is just a place where stuff can go. They don't necessarily have to be next to each other. But I like the idea, whenever possible, of utilizing the landscape, especially in the Folktale series, because I feel like that's just kind of super important for their beliefs. But we will finally have refueling available over here, so these bots don't have to go run around all over the place without any sort of juice behind them. Okay, I thought I saw this badwater getting higher and higher, and I was like, maybe don't do that. That's fine. They are taking their sweet time getting the rest of this stuff taken care of, though. Everything's still good over here. I mean, we're not using enough wood to really justify having this much, but it's fine. Everything's fine in this district as well. We have 1,700 catalyst, which is great. But now the problem is the biofuel used to be a lot higher, so we definitely need to start making more. We only have one of these refineries making it right now, but that's another one of those things we can start doing over here when we get to that point. Now these are all connected. Together they are making... Okay, there it is. 46. Only 500 HP, which is going to be okay for right now. Should be fine. The badwater rig, I'm not sure if it will conduct power. If it doesn't, then we'll have to put in another centrifuge somewhere else. But there's not really a cheap, easy way to check that until the centrifuge is built. Well, I'm going to choose not to worry about it. Put the upward power shaft right there. We'll put another one. I know I could have built it on the underneath of this, but hey. We'll just do what we can do. That'll look fine. So our storage here for the bot parts is working. Well, most of it's empty, but we'll get there. This one needs to be prioritized. There we go. Okay, down to 25-ish. I can't remember if it was 24 or 28 the last time I looked at it. Well, if it was 24, then we're not actually down to anything. Okay, now it's getting worse. It seems that the bots are breaking down at about the same rate they're being built, but that trend should reverse hopefully soon. Or else this isn't going to be a very exciting episode, is it? Now, did we finally start putting the treated planks in here? Yes, after much delay. So at least we could do something with those. I know the metal blocks are going to take a really, really, really long time to catch up. That's just the way it goes. That is part of the process over here, but again, to have metal refinement, you have to have power, which we're, I guess, now actually good on for at least a little bit. But we've got to have all sorts of other stuff, and this has to be its own district too, but we can't do that until we have the ability for the bots to survive on their own with the help of the biofuel and the catalyst, and then of course we have to be able to make the biofuel and make the catalyst, or at least import it, which requires bots to run the district crossings, which we don't have. So, you can see just how much goes into this, why we can't do stuff immediately. It's just the way it is. This is just about done though, which is good. It's not going to be powered until they put these power shafts in, but you know it's fine. Making it work. Making it work. And now we have the stairs going everywhere, which is good. The bot part situation seems to be mostly fine. Although we are going to run out of limbs probably sometime in the next 5 or 10 minutes. Just because we're going to be using them faster than we're currently making them. But having that buffer, by having that be the only one that kept running, was probably smart. Well, it was definitely smart. Didn't say probably. I mean, we've had food and water solved for so long, I feel like I always have to keep checking on it. but it really hasn't been an issue whatsoever. So that can get biofuel. Going to have that set to receive, obtain, whatever the term is you want to use. So I'm thinking this probably isn't going to conduct power. Yeah, it doesn't light up at the same time. So that does mean that we will need to have the other centrifuge kind of connected back here, or we'll have to do some sort of other set of buildings to bring power back around to this way. But I'm not necessarily opposed to that. We just need to be a little bit more intentional in how we design things. Design, quote-unquote. I do think I still want to get this blasted down a little bit so we can at least have a metal refining area over here. We could use more windmills in different spaces. I could even put some on this side, and then we'll just blast this side down. That probably makes the most sense, to be perfectly honest with you. Yeah, you know what? Let's... Do I have dynamite? Oh, I got 300 dynamite. We're so good. Do I have... No, I don't. I don't. Real words here. Yeah, let's just... I don't want to use any extract because I really need it to go to the catalyst as much as possible. So I'm going to blast this down, and then we'll do it again. Just kind of join everything as best we can. I might end up taking this staircase down one more here so I can have this gap so that everything matches up. Or we just decide we don't have to worry about it and just take this out entirely and just right like that. We have a lot of stuff to do, and we've got a bunch of options on how to do it. And now the centrifuge... Oh, come on, really? Really? You're going to leave it at 65 per... Okay, there's no planks. I can at least understand that. Okay. So now all I have is limbs. I don't have any... Okay, they're just taking their time to make those. See, I'm trying to think. What would be the best way for us to go about this? Because remember, we have only stairs. We don't have ladders. So we would have to figure out some way to get the path around correctly here. Or I just build another set of stairs. Oh, you know what we could do, actually, is I could come up right on top of here and then... Yeah, okay. Alright, we could do that. Is it going to be ugly? You betcha. Is it going to be cool? Yeah, probably. Maybe. Just a little bit. But if we were to do that, then that would go quite nicely here, and then we'll just have to have a staircase somewhere, depending on how we want to have this set up. So I could go up like this, or I could go up like this, or I could go up on this side and then have to have something else over these guys, but I don't think I really have a good way to do that unless I made 6x1s replace these double platforms here. It's possible, but I don't think we really want to do it that way. So let's not do that. That's going to still need to be a double there. See, if I did this, it would be super ugly. If I did this, I would have some more space up here to you know, why do I spend time thinking about this? It really shouldn't matter. I should just shut up and do it. But that, you know what? That'll work. It's not the most beautiful thing ever, but it will work. And if I were to adjust this slightly, let me click, please. Thank you. Then I can put another medium warehouse here. Bet you can't guess what's going in there. That's right, it's limbs. Not that we're ever going to fill that up, but it'd be nice to have access to all that. So, I know it's going to take a really long time to get the rest of this stuff taken care of, especially since we're still down a bunch of bots, and now we're running through all of our materials because we keep building all this garbage. I'm going to pause these two. They don't use any more resources, but we will need to actually make this at some point. I just can't afford to keep these other buildings paused anymore because now we're starting to run out of gears and all sorts of fun stuff. So, yeah, everything's got to get unpaused. We're going to have to make some sacrifices here. I know these have been deprioritized for a very long time. The hauling posts, one of those is completely unpopulated. This is all running off of one district. I've got 77 scrap metal. Man, we are just, we really need more bots. Or I can just say, hey, we're going to go back to having regular beavers run a bunch of this stuff. So, you know, for the good of the rest of the beavers, I think we're going to have to, turn all of these buildings back on and populate them with regular beavers. I know it's not super ideal, but it's just going to be something we have to do. We got to free up the bots to do stuff like the dangerous jobs and the hauling and everything. So that's brought the gap down to 18. And these buildings aren't going to be working as much as they would if the bots were running them, but they are running. We have all this wood that we're just letting sit there and not do anything. Which is not really conducive to being productive. No, the folktales aren't about being productive, but we need to be productive. Oh yeah, look at this. We've got extract, so that's great, right across from there. I should be building another one of these centrifuges. And I know this is going to still be powered, that'll be fine to put right there, but I can't help thinking maybe I should have done it slightly differently. It'll be fine. I'll just pop that right there. I will probably end up having to reconfigure this anyhow. No, you know what? Let's do this. Let's do it this way. That's a much more direct route. And that's going to allow me to put in... Here I go again with the danger of dynamite. I'm going to put a maple syrup tank here. This is ready to go. Yeah, this is going to be nice when it's all done. I'm going to leave that just like so. Yeah, that'll work. Let's get those two as well. They should be able to get to all this. And then we'll blast this down. I know we don't have the materials to build everything yet, but we're going to make as much progress as we can. That's about all we can do. This is rapidly progressing. Deficit continues to, you know, be a little bit higher than it should. I think we started this episode with only 128 bots. Could have been 138. I'm not entirely sure. Math is hard. But we've made it work. We've done about as much as we reasonably can. But unfortunately, I think we let our raw materials get a little bit too low. And now we're going to have to let that catch up a little bit before I start putting in additional bot assemblers. We do have the parts to build additional bots. But the amount of planks, the amount of gears that are going to have to go into building even one of these is way more than we can afford to spare right now. So those will have to do... Why are these not prioritized by haulers? Who did that? Somebody was not smart. Spoiler alert, it was me. Yeah, prioritize these immediately. I can't believe those weren't prioritized. Or did that change when we had them switch from bots to beavers? No, there's no reason for it to do that. Okay, so the lumberjack flags have been deprioritized. Okay, that's not that big of a deal. Because we still have plenty of wooden storage, so I don't think we need to be worried about it. Everything else is looking fine. Just takes time. Meanwhile, back at the ranch... By back at the ranch, I mean over here. Work is progressing on the second centrifuge, and by progressing, I mean it's done. So that's great to see. We've got more of these guys. This is going to be its own district, so don't worry. We do still need to have the actual district center constructed, and then the crossing building, which I think is going to make the most sense to put maybe right about here. I don't have any great places over here to do that. I'm not going to connect it directly to the main district right now. just because I don't really have a path coming over here. But if it's all staffed by bots, it shouldn't be a problem. Just gotta let that bot population rise. How much are we? 267. See, this isn't enough. We really need to have more, and that's why I was thinking I'd continue that around this side. Once everything is in place, of course. Alright, that's looking good. If we're going to make the catalyst over here, I'm going to have to build another large tank. I'm going to massively deprioritize it, though, because that's not of huge concern. So, we'll have all those ingredients and, you know, things that we're processing here. And then I think I can get away putting a refinery or two right here. And they don't have to be connected to anything to transmit power, so that should be okay. I'll just put a refinery there and a refinery there. We'll have room for another one here, but this absolutely should be making catalyst over here if we're going to have these materials ready to go. Plus we have that storage there. That probably should have been a big tank, but I've been trying to avoid building big tanks if I didn't need to because they take a lot of metal, which we don't currently have. It's getting better, though. I feel like I really need to make more bots, but I can't justify sinking that much metal into the assembler when we also need the metal to make the bot parts themselves. But the rate that it's been going at for now seems to be okay. But now planks are starting to become a problem because we're turning the planks into gears, and I only have... Let's see, I can't even count all of them because I put stuff on top of them. Who did that? Yeah, I only have 7 lumber mills and I have 8 gear workshops. I know the math shouldn't have that be a problem, but we're making so many different things now, it's almost impossible to keep track. I know someone who's really good at math, I'm sure, is going to tell me, it's not that hard, you just have to do... I need you to grasp the severity of my math deficiencies. 1.3 hours to make a plank. 3 hours to take 1 plank to make a gear. I know, in theory, that means every 2.5 whatever of the math. See, it turns my brain to mush. Lumber mills. No, gearworks... I'm so bad at this. Yeah, I'm not even going to try. It just works until it doesn't, and then I have to add more stuff, and then... I don't know what it is about the different ingredients going into different stuff that breaks my brain, and the numbers don't play nice. I can do it in Satisfactory, I can't do it in here. But I need to get more planks. These are working, though, so... Man, I would hate to build more of these. I don't know, man. I think we're just going to kind of have to let it be what it's going to be. And just go from there. The paper situation doesn't seem to be a problem because we're not really using that much paper. Because I deprioritized these. So, I'll tell you what. I'm going to just straight up pause 2 of the paper mills. So then we can have our bots go and do other stuff. And we'll just see what we can see, I guess. Yeah, the planks are just getting devoured. I know we have to keep making the wood workshops do stuff. But these use, yeah, every 3 hours. These use at the same rate that the gear workshops do, so I don't know. Really shouldn't be that big of a deal. This continues to need 42 treated planks. I only have 12. The mine that we cannot shut off needs to have more treated planks, but I can't build more treated plank things because I don't have enough planks in the first place, which means I need to have more, more lumber mills, and I don't know where to put those. That's not going to look stupid. But I keep building more of these bot part factories because we need bot parts. Oh, the cycle never ends. Never ever ends. So maybe, maybe I just have to bite the bullet on stuff looking stupid and just do it. We can clean it up later. Yeah, we'll just put another one here. It's fine. I know it can't hurt to have more production. Especially if we're using the beavers for the time being. And, you know, I said that at the end of this episode we'd have this district running, and it's already 50 minutes into this. Alright, let's blast this out. I know we have one left. I should have waited a little bit. But it's done. So now this can become metal land. If we're going to do that, I'll just pause this. There's no reason to pause. I always do that. I just pause the building after I place it. But this can, at maximum efficiency, every 1.8 hours give us 2 scrap metal. So every hour we get, I don't even know what the math works out to. Slightly more than 1 scrap metal per hour. Whereas every hour, this one smelter uses half of a scrap metal. So I think, realistically, we can have 2 of these operating off of this one thing and be safe. So to make a little metal area, theoretically all I'd have to do would be to put those 2 dudes right there. And that could all be nicely lined up. Just like so, and we could have an underground pile for the scrap. And then I guess I could put another underground pile here if I really felt like it. I know that it takes planks and gears, which we don't have enough of. We never have enough of, but that's the way it goes. This will end up just being 4 metal blocks, I suppose. Or I could, you know what? Yeah, we're going to be smart. I'm just going to do this. We're probably never going to have to amass more than 180 metal blocks in one spot anyway until we do the earth recultivator. But this will work. That'll be A-okay. And if we want to, we can turn this kind of into the central district area. Yeah, we'll just do this. That's fine. Got to get this hooked up. District center. I know we have to separate this before we do anything else. But I don't think this is a bad spot to do it. So let's go ahead. Take a look at the district crossing. I don't think it's going to be a problem. But as soon as we separate these, then we're going to have to import all the materials, and we're going to have storages for them, and it's a process. It always is. Yeah, the treated planks, once again, going to absolutely murder us. That's why this is paused. So I suppose the best thing for us to do is just pop in the district crossing. These bots will all go away because now all of this is fundamentally worthless. We'll make a separate district crossing and we'll do a district center right here. And of course, we will name it correctly, as chosen by you, as that place over there. Not Pover. That place over there. Very good. So now we have our 3rd district, and I'm not a liar because we did it before the end of the episode. So that works. We will need offhand gears and planks brought in over here, so we will have to... I'm just going to put... for the ease of everything... gear. Oh, you know what? We could do punch cards, because that'll help the bots. And then just a little tiny thing for the planks, just so they can import them. And the treated planks as well, just so they can import them. The logs, I think, shouldn't have any problem. They'll come in here. I don't think we're going to have a storage for them. But we need to, before we go too crazy, is just define this as bot only. Put in... I guess we'll start with 4. Probably would be the easiest thing to do. I'm just going to have 1 bot in the district crossing. On either side, I think we can make that work. On this side, maybe we need to have some other storages to get things through, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. We'll just let them do what they gotta do. We got the 1 bot here, we got 1 bot here, we got 1 bot here. Actually, I'm just going to pause this one. This needs the maple syrup, which we don't have yet. You know, everything will be fine in time. We just have to do it. Just gotta wait. But that is the very beginning of it anyway, just getting stuff set up. Let the planks do what the planks need to do. This is operating prioritized now. It'll work. We just have to be patient. Just let stuff get done as it needs to get done. 150 bots up from 128-ish. So that's progress. Surprisingly, 209 out of 300 metal blocks is nothing to sneeze at. So that's gone pretty well. I don't know that we really have anything else to complain about. We need to start growing potatoes over here. I think this is going to be reliably green for some period of time. So if I have a good place to grow potatoes, I mean, during a drought, this will certainly dry up. This will remain wet for the duration of any drought because we're not going to be pumping from it. But that's going to be, I don't know how much it's going to irrigate. Probably not past about here or so. But I don't want there to be a super long path to have to get to the potatoes. Or maybe it just doesn't matter. Maybe I just need to, just do it. Or build another set of stairs over here. This is kind of a suboptimal layout, but we have so much in the way of other products to make this stuff, I don't think it's going to matter. Just need to make sure we have everything else set up, ready to go. And that's just going to be what it is. Of course, there's no available workers because they're all doing this stuff. Let's just pause those centrifuges so they can, actually staff things. Nobody there. Nobody there. Okay, so what's everybody doing in this district? Okay, the badwater rig that we probably don't need to be running right now. I'm going to pause that because we have a lot of bad water stored up. 2 in the refinery. Okay, we can't even make anything. Stop that. Pause that. Scavenger flags. Oh, I forgot about those. Okay, we're going to need more than 4 bots. We're going to have... I don't want to take too many of them away, but I guess we'll probably need to have 8, so I can have 1 here. Nobody here yet, really? Where are they all, Oh, that one's just finished. Alright, well, that's paused. 2 bots here. 1 bot here. Still, nobody's working here. Where's everybody working? There's no jobs over here. 5 unemployed. Well, then why are they unemployed when this is... That's what I... Oh, that's why. That was set to beavers. Derp. Alright, so now I can assign these guys. I guess we probably want to have maybe 2 in the district crossing. And for now, 2 for builders here in the district center. Just so they can continue doing all this stuff. And then, you know what? That way I could keep this operating with 1 bot and keep this operating with 1 bot. Just so everything works. I know the wind's not going to be blowing all the time. That's just the way it goes. But we've got our work cut out for us. This continues to suck up the treated planks, but it won't be doing that forever. We actually have enough right now to finish this, so... I'm assuming they're just going to continue doing that, and then finally we'll be able to just focus on running the mine, and probably next time put in another wood workshop or 2. But for right now, it seems to have been working okay. Not perfectly, but okay. I know to build this we're going to need 200. We're not there yet. We're working on everything else. These are going to take their own time as well. But once it's ready to go, we'll be okay. We just have to power these, which, of course, these are 200 each. That'll require a couple of, what are these things? Windmills. Chained together. Eventually, I would like to have all of this connected. I don't know exactly the best way to be doing that, but we will at some point make that happen. I think we maybe could get a little creative here. Putting some gravity batteries behind here and then just digging trenches down for them to go into. I think that would be fine, but again, the problem is going to be using all the materials that are so scarce right now. We have so much other stuff we have to take care of. So, you know how it goes. Everything takes time. Sometimes I prioritize poorly, but that's the way it goes. So I think this is about as good of a spot as any to go ahead and leave for today. It really would be nice to have this finished, but unfortunately there's still a bunch of metal and a bunch of treated planks that go over there. We'll get it taken care of. Thank you so much for watching these videos. I know it gets a little frustrating sometimes when I don't fully grasp the vision of whatever you have in your head. But again, that's the way it goes. That's just what it is. I try. I do always read the comments. I can't respond to everybody, and lately I haven't had a whole lot of time to respond to many at all, but I do always read the comments, and I take notes on what you guys are saying, what you want to see, things that you want changed or whatever. So do please continue providing that feedback. Beard Boosters, also thank you for your support. I know it goes without saying, but it really is not possible to do this without the generosity of those folks. Keeping things going behind the scenes and subsidizing the longer-running series, even though this one in particular is doing very well. But most of the longer-running series really don't get very many views relative to the first couple episodes. But we like doing everything all the way before we're finished. So I always think it's worth investing the time and energy into completing a series rather than just abandoning something because the views go down. And those folks make it possible. So I really appreciate you, even if you're not part of that. Just you being here is more than enough, and I'm very glad we get to spend this time together. All that being said, we will see you back in this series on Monday. We've got some fun new stuff coming this weekend, and then the finale of the Penguins on Tuesday, which should be a good time. Then that's going to have to get replaced with something. We're working on it. We got some ideas in the pipeline. So if you have anything else that you would like to see, I am running a community survey over on the community tab for you to go in, fill out a couple of questions over on a Google form. So I can get an idea of what you want to see for live streams and video content as we move into the fall. But I'll quit yapping. You can go and go about the rest of your day. Whatever it is you're doing, stay safe, have fun, and we will see you later. Take care, friends. Bye-bye.